The Chicago Bears are in a really good spot right now entering the season, and I'm not sure a lot of people are fully giving them the respect they should be receiving. The Bears had a year last year where they did not necessarily have to tank for the first pick in the draft since they had Carolina's pick, but they definitely had the opportunity to get a higher pick than the 9th. But they were winning a ton of games towards the end of the season, especially after picking up Montez Sweat. This defense looks like it can be one of the best in the league. You don't usually see a 7-win team with the first pick in the draft, and I think most understand by now that Caleb is going into the best situation any first round pick has gone to. The offensive line could use some work, but the offense they are building around him is scary when you give a young talent like that many weapons. Adding DeAndre Swift in the first week was a great move for this team as they did need some help in the backfield. They gave him a decently sized contract, but Swift has shown he can produce well, so adding this to the run game is huge. He had great strides for Philadelphia last season, and the Bears getting him is a great pickup for this team. Also, trading for Keenan Allen, who they got for an absolute steal in my opinion, trading a 4th round pick for him. Keenan Allen is getting older but still can play at such a high level. He brings great talent and experience to this team, especially being able to help mentor and guide Caleb Williams. When the Bears traded Fields away, it confirmed they were going into the Caleb Williams era, but this is the best thing this franchise has done in a long time. By setting up Caleb for a ton of success, building a team around him that can seriously compete in the NFC. General Manager Ryan Poles had visions of the Chicago Bears taking the NFC North and never giving it back when he became the GM 3 years ago. And now this season, he finally has the opportunity to watch his vision unfold. And at the end of the day, this team's success relies on a few different things, but Caleb Williams has to be able to find success with this offensive scheme and be able to produce with this offense, because on paper, this offense is definitely one of the better ones in the entire league. They have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Odunze, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett. I mean, that's just a few of the names to list off. Caleb has a ton of weapons entering the league. The Bears have had some struggling seasons, but are finally going to have hopes of making the playoffs again. I mean, this team has so much potential. The Bears have not been able to find success in the regular season and postseason for some time now, but I believe with the talents this offense has, Caleb will be able to develop into a top quarterback in this league. We saw CJ Stroud last season have one of the best rookie seasons, and I believe Caleb is ready to do something similar. He has one of the best offenses in the entire league, even adding Odunze in the draft, one of the best receivers in the entire class. This offense can develop into a unit that can compete in the NFC for some time. Using the 9th pick on Odunze over an offensive line was a smart decision as well. I mean, you gotta give Caleb as many weapons as he can get. He needs to be protected. They do have to do some work to the offensive line, but thankfully he can scramble and move around in the pocket. The Bears have OTAs coming up in the rest of camp where they will be doing everything to prepare for this upcoming season. It was said a lot of the beginning parts of camp are going to be about Williams operating the offense and fine-tuning the cadence. These next few weeks we're going to be able to see the first looks of Caleb throwing to his new receiving core. Williams has thrown with some of his receivers several times now outside of the facility, but this will be the first inside looks of the chemistry and rapport building with this new teammates. It's crazy to think that the Bears had one of the best receivers in the league in DJ Moore, and were able to trade a 4th round pick for Keenan Allen. I mean, he has shown he can be a top receiver in the league when he is healthy and has a good rhythm. He's a great receiver. Last season, with even missing the last 4 games of the season, he put up 1,243 yards and led the league with receptions with 108. He produced very highly for the Chargers with their offense that had struggled and slowed down from previous years, so he will be joining an offense that is young and hungry that wants to compete for a while in this league. Like I mentioned earlier, he will also be able to mentor Caleb and help lead him throughout his rookie season. We haven't seen Caleb play a game in the NFL yet, but by what we've seen when he has played in college, he has shown he can compete at a high level. We haven't seen a talent like him in a while now, and the Bears couldn't miss out on that opportunity, so they had to part ways with Justin Fields, who has done nothing for the franchise. Caleb has received more criticism than anybody in this year's draft class, but he should be able to find a ton of success with the offense he is with, as this is the best situation any first round pick has gone to. The Bears offense is stacked on paper. This is the best situation any number 1 pick overall has gone to. The Bears will have to do some work this offseason to prepare Caleb and the rest of the team, but by the time the season is here, Caleb should be very confident with his team. We've seen him before lose games in some big moments and not react the best best when pressure comes in games, so my only concern for him is that hopefully the lights don't get too bright, especially in week 1, as he might say he doesn't feel pressure, but there's a lot of pressure on him, as he can help bring this franchise back up to where it hasn't been in a long time. Caleb has the talent and ability to lead this team into the playoffs. He has the weapons, but it's up to him to perform highly with this team. The front office has done everything they can do to set him up for success. As the defense stayed strong, both sides of the ball will be able to compete at a high level. The Bears went from 3-14 in 2022 to 7-10 last season and finished winning the last 5 of 7 games. This franchise is in the right direction and are continuing to do the right moves to push this franchise into the playoffs again. The Bears defense stepped up a ton this season as well, finishing first in the run in 2023. They ranked 31st in 2022. They also had 22 interceptions, tied for first in 2023, and they had 14 in 2022. So as you can see by that alone, this entire defense as a whole stepped up and started playing better. Defensive end Montez Sweat sparked a resurgence after being traded to the Bears from the Commanders. In 2023, the fifth-year player made NFL history by becoming the first to lead 2 different teams in sacks within the same season. He had 6.5 sacks in 8 games with the Commanders and 6 in 9 games with the Bears. Cornerback Jalen Johnson earned his first career Pro Bowl selection as well. The 4th-year player tied for the team lead with a career-high 4 interceptions, returning 1 for a touchdown. Offensively, the Bears showed many strides that they have some firepower, but they did not have the finish that they wanted. Also, parting ways with Justin Fields seemed like it was going to for sure happen, but some were not sure if they were going to try another season with him. The Bears ranked 2nd in rushing, averaging 140.1 yards per game. Justin Fields rushed for 657 yards himself. DJ Moore exceeded high expectations in his debut season with the Bears. The 6-year pro set career highs across all receiving categories with 96 catches, 1,364 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He ranked 6th in the NFL for receiving yards and 4th in Bears history. Tight end Cole Kmet also had an impressive season, setting career highs with 73 receptions and 719 yards while catching 7 touchdown passes. The 4th-year pro additionally showed significant improvement to his blocking game. Despite these performances, the Bears finished 27th in the NFL in passing yards. The Bears struggled offensively, failing to score more than 17 points in 6 of their last 10 games and managing only 1 offensive touchdown in their final 3 road games. However, this shouldn't be a concern going into the next season, as the offense is going to feel like it's a fresh start, especially with new potential franchise quarterback and a new receiving core. This Bears team is completely different than last season in a good way. This offense is miles better than what it was last season. The Bears made all the right additions to make this roster even better. If you haven't already, go down below, turn the bell on, press subscribe if you're new and you haven't. Comment down below what you're looking forward to most for this upcoming NFL season. And like I said, make sure you have the notification bell on so you never miss a Bears video or any video at all. And I'll see you in the next one.